Hey guys. This week, we're going to talk about celebrating too soon. For all those that are back, welcome back. I'm Pascal Corcus. I teach finance, credit, tax returns, investing, answer all of your questions regarding lending and retirement planning as well. Good to see everybody out. Give everybody back. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for all the love. Jolene, what's up, Jolene? Kev, Anna, what's up, guys? What's up, Haunted? It's good to see everybody back. Today's event is today's live event is about celebrating too soon. That's what today's event is. Mark says, "What's up, Dad? How you been?" I've been good, son. Oh man. Can I help you get more followers? I can. Put out content where it teaches people, and more people will follow. Provide value. People will come. People want value. They don't get a lot of it. Most of it's just talk. What's up, guys? Get you some drugs at a pharmacy. I don't take drugs myself, so I won't be able to get you anything. Even when I get scripts, I don't usually take them. I think personally, unless you're like extremely in need, I think drugs actually weaken you. That's me. That's personally my opinion. Don't you sell shares? Sell shares of what? All right. So I'm going to hop on to today's topic, and then I'm going to get into your questions. All right, guys? So remember, people that ask to go live get answered first. YouTube comments second. And Instagram, the questions you put in the question section third. And fourth, I'll go into the DMs and answer them. What's up? I'm good. I'm tired. Long day. I'm working out 2-3 times a day now. Getting ready for competition in 2 weeks. I think it's in 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks. I'm just getting ready. All right. So let me get to celebrating too soon. So sad news. Wah, wah, wah. I lost the 8-unit contract. That was very depressing when I got that message. The seller, today was the last day for the seller to sign the contract, and she chose not to. I agree, Jazz. Something better will come. I have faith in God. You know, He does everything for our good. So it doesn't change the fact that it's still a little depressing. I was looking forward to it. She said that she has nothing else to buy at this time, so she doesn't want to sell to buy anything else. My argument, which she was accepting initially, was when you want to buy something, you'll have the cash ready to buy it. Part two, when you're ready to sell at a later date, the market should be down. Market is going to go down in May of 2021. So if she sells it at that time when she finds a lot of deals, she won't be getting the best rate possible for her sale because her properties will also be down. It'll also be harder to get financing. So even if her properties aren't down, it'll be more difficult to get financing, which is going to cause prices to be less. That is kind of the situation where what I learned is when you want money, it's hard to get. So when, like right now, I don't need all the money that I'm being given through the EIDL loan, but I took $437,000. So because later I'm going to need it. So I need to have the capital now for that later. Gabriel, thanks. Gabriel says, I hope you find even better property, Pascal. I will. I know I will. I have a lot of faith. I've been in this game a long time. This is real estate investing is not a sprint. It is a marathon. So you can't quit. Guys, it took me 5 years to do my first deal. At 14, I started studying. By 19, I bought my first deal. And I knew a lot. I studied a lot. So I had a lot of good information. And I continually study. Now I'm 34. It's another 15 years. I'm still studying. It's a long-term game. Thank God I'm very comfortable now from all the real estate that I bought when I was 19. Those deals I bought between 19 and 23 till today, that's what I live off of. That's the money that I'm comfortable with, and I don't have to worry about money. So it's a long-term game, guys. So, but then again, you got to understand, like, what is the bummer is when you're doing this and when you start doing it for a while, it's a lot of fun buying another deal. And even like the people that wanted to invest with me, they were excited about buying this deal. It's a lot of fun saying, I own this. And oh man, I bought another one and I bought another one. It's a lot of fun. It's like real life Monopoly. So it's not about, oh man, I really needed the money. The timing was good. The timing was good for me. The timing was good for her. And, but it's a lot of fun going through the process of and renovating something and making it beautiful. So for those of you who've been following me for the last year, you saw me buy the 8-unit in downtown Dunedin, and it was in very, very bad shape. And you saw how I brought it back to life and how beautiful it is. It's a fun process. I mean, it must have been nice for you guys to see all these changes. And there's a lot, and it was very nice for me to help make the changes come through. I'm Rob says, you and Rich 100 goats. Jazz says, best properties will come next May. Is this correct, Pascal? I wouldn't say the best properties. I'm going to say more opportunity for properties. So for example, like I found a great deal last year, right? I bought an 8-unit for $950,000. I turned it into 16 units. It's worth at least $3 million now. That's a really good deal. But those deals only come by like once every 6 months, once a year now, because the market is so competitive and bid up so high. Now, the point is that May 2021, deals are going to be more consistent. Okay, you're going to have more opportunity for deals. So I'm hoping to buy a deal, every month. So then all the people who have been asking about, investing with me, we'll have so many deals that we need a ton of people to join. We'll need friends and families to join because there are going to be so many opportunities. So about celebrating too soon. What happens is there was a study, and I want to tell you the study before I go into the DMs and answering the questions. There was a study that Harvard did, and it asked half of the class to write down their goals and not tell anyone, and told the other half to tell people their goals. And the half that told people goals 5 years later, not many of those people actually accomplished those goals. Now, the other half that were told to write down their goals and not tell anybody, 5 years later, they actually, more of them accomplished their goals. So it's found that do not celebrate too soon, because when you do that, you release the chemicals in your brain as if you accomplished it already, where we're pushing to strive to be investors. And I've noticed many friends of mine would get excited about the thought of being a real estate investor, but would get so excited and party and have fun. And I'm like, well, we're not even there yet. We got to keep on putting work to get to the goal, to accomplish the goal. So it's really important to not celebrate so soon, so you can still drive and push to accomplish your goal. And it reminds me when I was a kid, where I would the night before going on to, like, say, Busch Gardens or something, I would not be able to sleep because I just couldn't think about it. And then eventually came to the point where it's like, if something good was coming up, I would say, you know what, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm going to act like it doesn't even exist, and I'm going to keep moving forward. So then I wouldn't be so focused on getting the reward. I keep on moving towards putting in work so I can keep on getting consistently more rewards and larger rewards. So that is the point of the topic today, is do not celebrate so soon. Continue pushing forward. I mean, we've seen 1,000 videos of people running a race and they're celebrating before they pass the finish line. And then the guy in second place keeps running harder and harder and crosses the line before the person that should have won first. So that is my point for today. Don't celebrate too soon. All right. Again, on YouTube, the board is actually that right way. It's not backwards. So jump on YouTube, the board is the right way. On IG, it's front-facing camera, and I won't be able to read the comments if I flip the camera around. You know. All right, thanks, Kay. So have you looked at the recent gold and Bitcoin rally? Yes, I've owned gold for a while. I've actually mentioned it multiple times. I think if you've followed me, you know that I've mentioned it multiple times, that I'm buying gold, that I've bought gold. I've bought silver. I've owned silver for years. I mean, for like 15 years, I've been buying and collecting silver, physical silver. Gold is hard to come by. So I'm buying GOLD ticker and GLD ticker. I'm not telling you guys to buy it. I'm just saying I'm buying it. And if you want to buy, you're welcome to do your research and feel free to do so. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, we don't know which one's going to win. Let's be real. I mean, a lot of people have assumptions, but no one knows which one of the cryptocurrencies is going to win. We do know that the back end system of cryptocurrency is going to be here to stay. So personally, I do own some cryptocurrency myself. Not a huge amount. I mean, I have tens of thousands of dollars in crypto, but considering my whole portfolio size, it is like not even 1% of my full portfolio. It's just something that I have there that if I lose that money, that sucks. But if I do lose that money, it's not the end of the world. If it goes up, that's awesome. But I'm not like putting all my eggs on that. No, I have a really tiny amount. Now, gold, I know is always going to be around, and I have more money in gold, and because I know it's always going to be around, and it's safer, and I have almost over 90% of my money in real estate, just because that's the biggest win. And these are regarding my investments. That's not talking about like the valuations of my companies that I own. You know, as you guys know, I own an accounting firm. We do taxes, bookkeeping, and payroll countrywide. I have an insurance company. We do auto insurance, home insurance throughout the state of Florida. And I have a lending company. We do 1 to 4 family homes, hard money loans. So we'll be able to help you guys with that as well. And I'll be focusing on Florida, California, Arizona, Texas, New York, New Jersey, those markets. Eventually, I'll probably do other states like Chicago and so on. But right now, we're starting out with those states. Anyone who's interested, please send me DMs, because right now rates are super low. I mean, I was checking out rates yesterday as low as 2.75% on a 30-year mortgage. So it's crazy, you know. Jazz going to YouTube. What's up, Jazz? Yeah, there she is. How does someone begin investing in gold? Well, you can actually buy GLD or GOLD on the New York Stock Exchange. I mean, you can literally have any type of investment account, meaning like E-Trade or Robinhood or whatever, and buy GLD or GOLD ticker, and you can have gold. GLD actually is I'm sorry. One of the two is ownership in a mining company that mines gold. So you're going to have like a business and a gold play. The other one is just a strictly gold play. You know, how do you buy crypto? You would need to get like a wallet, a digital wallet, where you can buy crypto. You put in cash and then you can trade it. Buying crypto is very similar to like foreign exchange, where if say you were going to take your cash and trade it for euros because you think the euro is going to go up compared to the dollar. That is very similar in the crypto world. There is some types of crypto that have a business aspect to it as well. So you can count on it as a crypto play and a business play. So you just have to do your research to see which is kind of fits your investing style. Do you have an investing company? I do have an investing company, but we focus specifically on real estate investing. The reason why, because you would say, why real estate compared to everything else? I know when I buy a property, I can manage that asset and I can make it profitable. I have full control to make it profitable. When I'm buying a stock, when I'm buying gold, when I'm buying something else, I'm putting my faith in the person running the company to make it profitable. So not only am I getting the leverage of debt, it's getting 5-to-1 on my money by buying real estate. I also have the power to make it more profitable myself, and I have inflation in my favor. So the what I owe, the debt gets like the purchase power of that debt gets reduced, and because money keeps on being printed, the asset should increase in value because of inflation. So multiple ways to win, and then you get rent, and normally the rent is high. So if you look at rent, the net operating income after everything, which is the profit from the rent after expenses, that's like a dividend, and it pays a very high return. So most of my people that team up with me, they get about 8%. So 8% is a very high return on your money. There's very few dividends out there that pay that and have the same type of appreciation that real estate does. Jasmine says, thank you. You're welcome. Optimistic Prime wants to go live.
Hey, that's Scott. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? I like your name.
Sorry, my phone.
I like your optimism.
Slow, so I didn't realize you added me. Oh, and thanks. Yeah, I put a lot of thought into that one. But so my question is, like two webinars back, you talked about. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, two webinars back, you spoke about waiting until the market crash, like houses. You can get a better deal than what you can get now because of like the whole recession. I mean, the COVID and people out of work and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So I took that advice and decided to get my credit together. So now, basically, I want to know, can you explain to me how, like, once I get business funding, like under my LLC, I already have an LLC in Delaware, by the way. So I'm working on my personal credit so I can personally guarantee business credit and get funding. So can you explain to me, like, how to properly manage my money, like when putting down payments on multifamilies and then using that money and going into another one? I want to know how to correctly manage that money and make sure I'm doing it in a profitable way.
So the first thing I want to touch on something that you're not asking, but you mentioned it a couple of times in your statement that I think needs to be addressed. So the first thing I want to say is this, is that you are one person. Your LLC legally is another person. You have a social, your LLC has an EIN number. Both have their different credit. So if you build up your LLC's credit, that does not mean you're building up your credit. Now, I have many LLCs, and all of my LLCs have their own credit, and I build them up each strong. So just in case something happens with me, my LLCs have still strong credit. I can go to them and get something. Or if one LLC goes bad, I can have other LLCs that can still support me or support themselves. So basically saying it's like a submarine. If one part of the submarine goes bad, they close off that section, so the rest is still good. The whole submarine doesn't have to get like submerged in water or gets filled in with water. So that's the first thing. So if you're building up your business credit, it does not mean you're building up your personal credit, which if you're trying to buy a piece of real estate, normally you want to be like above 650, close to 680 to get a first-time home buyer loan. And when the economy goes bad, they become more strict on the credit requirement. as you also might have noticed, that all of the credit bureaus have become more strict on their guidelines. So most Americans had about 25% drop on their credit score. So the credit bureaus are being more strict. The lenders are going to be more strict. Everyone's going to be more strict. So you need to make sure that you're not only, you're like, all right, I'm building myself up to today's standards. No, you need to shoot for like 10 or 20% above today's standards. So remember, over compete, because I look at finance like a competition, like a fight. You're not going to go into the fight and you're like, I hope I win. No, you're going to overtrain harder than the expectations are given. So when you're brought to the actual, fight time, which is time to get your loan, try to acquire that property, you're not declined. You want to make sure you're over prepared. So when you're ready, you're like, okay, they want a 680, I have a 700. They want 3.5% down. Well, I have 7.5% down. They want this. I have like more. So people ask me, like, how much money do I need to save up? I answer, as much as possible. Like, there's no limit to how much you save, because the more you save, the more you can get. Because remember, think about this. If you're only putting down 3.5% down, for every like $10,000 you save, that's a huge multiple. That's like five. That's like 30 times. That's 15 times your money in a loan. So why would you not save up extra 10 grand to get a bigger multiple? So
correct me if I'm wrong. So if I work on my own personal credit and personally guarantee my LLC, is that quicker than if I would build the business credit separately?
So one, when you get an LLC, right, you're going to get a business credit card. Your business credit card is personally guaranteed by you. Now, that will build your business's credit. It will not build your personal credit, because that credit card does not show up on your credit report. That's the positive point. The negative point, it does not show up on your credit report. So it doesn't build up your credit. So remember, in the past, I would say every time you have a credit card, right, it gives you a good check every month. You pay it. Well, if you got a business credit card, you get a good check every month. You pay it. Now, even though it's personally guaranteed by you, meaning if this LLC doesn't pay it, they're going to come back to you to pay it. It only shows up on your credit if it's bad. So that's the good news and the bad news. Good news is you can have a whole bunch of business credit cards and have really high limits and max out the credit cards, and your personal credit would never get affected unless you default. If you start being late, then it starts showing up on your credit. So that's a good side, because you can actually leverage your business, make your business have all the leverage, and you personally not. Now, again, if you default, it will show up on your credit. Part two to that comment is that you need to build up your own personal credit as well. So you need to have multiple personal credit cards. And what I do with my personal credit cards is I just spend a bare minimum and I pay it off. So if I have 5 personal credit cards, I just keep on paying the bill. So I show 0 balances. And now I have 5 credit cards with 0 balances showing good. So I have 5 people saying good about me every single month. So at the end of the year, I have 60 credit cards saying, or 60 good comments about me on my credit report. Now, in reality, I have way more than that. I have about, between my personal, my credit cards, my car loans, my real estate loans, my lines of credits, I probably have like 12 to 15 things saying good things about me. So I have about 144 positive comments on my credit report a year. And that's separate from my business.
Okay, so first I found out about building business credit independently without a personal guarantee, because my personal credit wasn't that good. So then I decided, okay, maybe if I fix my personal credit and then personally guarantee my LLC for business funding initially, and then use the EIN after my first initial funding. You know what I'm saying? So I figured that might be quicker. You know what I mean? Because
what specifically would be quicker, just so I understand?
I feel like it would be quicker if I build my personal credit and personally guarantee the business.
I mean, that's a good idea, because just imagine if you're both strong, you're both strong. But if one's weak,
Yeah.
one's going to hold back the other. Now, normally what happens is the person should be the strongest. And then they start this company and they're going to give credit to this LLC because this owner is strong. Then he creates another LLC, builds it up. So all these companies become like your babies. In the first year, they're just baby companies, so they're really not going to trust them. Then as they mature each year, each company is going to get stronger and stronger. Their credits can become stronger and more reputable. So eventually you'll have 5 companies and yourself, and all 6 of you are strong. So you can make big moves. So you are smart by saying, yes, I want to build up my personal credit first, because that is the most important, because that is what's going to matter when you're trying to get a home loan. When you're going to try to get any type of loan, they check you as well. You're the main source. The business is second.
All right, so I don't know if you know anything about credit, but I'm gonna ask a question.
My class actually teaches credit. So a lot of the stuff you're asking about, it's in my class, The Foundations of Personal Finance, and it talks about business credit. And I also showed people how I used all my business credit lines to borrow $80,000 for free, or for like 3 years during the 08 crash. When I needed the money, I used my business credit card. It was roughly about $80,000 that I was cycling for free for a 3-year period.
Wow. Okay, so this is my last question, right? So I'm fixing my personal credit. I bought a I don't know if you're familiar with My Jewels Club. I bought a line of credit through them for $5,000. I got 2 collections removed, and I'm working on getting inquiries removed. I also use this app called Self Lender, where it's like a CD basically, and it reports to the bureaus. So my credit score raised about like 60 points.
That's good.
So, right? So I'm pretty hyped about that. But anyway, so now the only negative I have on my credit is my student loans, which are in default. So I sent in a form to rehabilitate it. I gotta make 10 consecutive payments for it to come out of default.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think is my best bet? Is it just a waiting game?
Yeah, because the problem with the student debt is that you can never get it off your credit. It's always there. So I would say try to negotiate with them the lowest payment possible, and then make the 10 payments. So, because it ain't ever going anywhere.
Okay. So is my credit score gonna still continue to go up, or?
Yes, I mean,
making all my other payments on time, will it still continue to go up?
Yes, because it's a combination of all factors, not just one factor. Now, again, it is kind of like this. Credit in investing is kind of like dieting. You can go run 10 miles, but if you eat a whole cake by yourself, it's going to take away most of the good you did, if not all the good. So you got to make sure that the negative aspect on your credit ain't outweighing the positive. Like, for example, I have 12 inquiries on my credit report on each bureau. I'm not disputing any of them. It doesn't matter. It's such a small thing. I have a 790 credit score, even though I have 12 inquiries. That's not a big factor. Now, utilization rate is a big factor. Default is a big factor. So I've never defaulted. My utilization score is low, and I have 12 inquiries. They're like, okay, the guy's shopping. What are you? We can't harm. It doesn't harm that bad. He's actually being smart. So so you know what I mean. And having debt is not bad as long as you're on time with your debt and your utilization score is within range. So it's smarter to have a $10,000 credit card and owe $1,000 on it than for you to have a $1,000 credit card and owe $500 on it. Because my utilization score is 10% compared to 50.
Okay, so what about my utilization? Is my student loans going to factor into my credit utilization?
No, it should not, because credit utilization is mostly credit cards. It will come into play when you're getting a loan, but it honestly, defaults on student loans, defaults on medical bills, and they're not as heavily weighted against you as other things. Now, again, I'm not saying default. I'm just saying don't let that affect you, right? Don't let that get you down. You'll be able to get past it. So just get it back on track and keep paying on time, right? It's consistency is key. Consistency is key in this game. And so remember, even paying minimum payments is positive.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's my last question. But this is for everybody listening. I use the Self-Lender app. It's a CD. I pay $50 a month, and it reports to the bureaus that I'm paying on time. My credit score is 50 points. Then I purchased the Hutton My Jewelers Club account. I paid $200 for 2 watches, and they report to the 3 bureaus that I have a $5,000 credit limit with them. And I'm only using $200 of it. Credit score is going to go up more. My utilization rate is going to go down. And there's another one called Hutton Chase. Check them out. You got to get on your credit and dispute online, too. I actually disputed my collections online, and in like 7 days, they removed it.
So one more thing. The one thing you mentioned about having putting the money in a CD and then paying $50 a month and whatever, you don't have to go that route. You can literally just go get a Bank of America secured credit card for $500. Put in $500, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I actually tried those first, and for some reason I could never get them. I even applied for the ones that were suggested on Credit Karma, and I could never get them. But doing some YouTube research, I found Hutton Chase, My Jewelers Club, the Self-Lender app, and disputing my credit online. It was quick, like 7 days. Like they deleted the collection account, and my credit score went up 50 points, and I got things that's paying on time, and I have a low credit utilization rate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm on my way. I'm coming to get an I-8 too. All right.
Yeah, sounds good. Get rental properties first, then get the I-8.
Of course.
All right. Be good. All right, that was good. I like that guy. What's up, Daniel? All right. So Johnny says, I just read an article about someone that used business loans they were given for COVID and bought a Lamborghini and got in trouble. Yes, those business loans are for business. They're for business, not for a Lambo. They gave me $437,000 for 6 of my businesses. And you have to use it for business, guys. Like, this is not a game. They're giving this money out to help rebuild the country, not for Lambos, okay? All right. Abraham. I actually knew someone from church named Abraham. Hello. All right, what's your question for today?
So my question is that, well, actually, I really don't know what is this program about? Like, what is this all about? What are you talking about?
Abraham. So we're talking about finance, investing, credit. I have an accounting firm, I have an insurance agency, I have an investment company. So whatever questions you have regarding finance and what you need to know, if you have business issues, how to resolve them, investing issues, how to resolve them. So basically, if you have detailed questions, I have detailed answers for you.
What about so I'm thinking about credit scores.
Say it again.
I have a question about credit scores.
Go ahead.
Like I don't know, how do you know them, like if they're high or low? Like, how do you know if you have a good high?
Okay, I got you. So the lowest credit score is a 350. The highest credit score is an 850. You can go to Credit Karma and they'll actually tell you your credit scores. They're not perfectly accurate, but they're close enough. It's free. Okay. They don't charge you anything. Now, a good score, you're pretty good when you're at like 680 to 720. You're about average. When you're above 720, you're above average. When you're above 750, you're starting to get into the really good zone. Where much above 750, it's not going to matter too much after that. I mean, if you can go, some people are shooting for 850s. It doesn't matter, right? Like, You're already above 750. They're not gonna offer you much better interest or deals. The higher your credit score normally means the lower the interest rate you got to pay. So if you have a high credit score, your car insurance is cheaper, your health insurance is cheaper, your home loan is cheaper, your credit card interest rates are cheaper. Every basically means how trustable are you. So you get that score up, it basically makes people understand that, wow, Abraham's a trustable guy. I can trust him with my money and he's gonna pay it back.
Okay. Oh, now I get it.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good night. Take care.
Take care. Dragon Knight. What's that Pokemon card? That's what's up.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Dragon Knight?
So, I came across one of your lives a couple weeks ago, and it really I live in my parents' house right now.
Cool.
And I thought about getting a house a while back because I do garage sale reselling, and I buy all this stuff, and they were tired of having it in their basement. But then I saw your live, and it was talking about duplexes, and I was like, oh, let me look into that. And I saw that some of them were reasonably priced. So I'm definitely considering getting one myself and then renting it out, but I'm not sure like what kind of legal or just having to have someone rent out that apartment, or like I'm not sure where to start about that.
Okay. What state do you live in?
I live in New York.
You live in New York. So in New York, what part of New York? Upstate or in like close to the city?
Upstate.
Okay, so it's more affordable. So your properties are more affordable. You just have to make sure that who's renting from you is like, you're going to do research. You're going to be very careful who you put into your place because your state, your laws are a little bit more difficult to remove someone if they don't pay you. So you just got to do your due diligence. When you're buying something, the same thing when you're going garage selling, you're just going to make sure that you're getting something that's a deal. The same thing when you're going garage selling, you're going to buy something like, so I used to buy Pokemon cards, right? That was my thing I used to buy. And I would buy them at a discount from somebody. And I knew they were worth more. And that's basically what I do with real estate. The same thing. I'm collecting real estate the same way I was collecting silver coins, the same way I was collecting Pokemon cards, the same way I was collecting comic books and all that other stuff. So that's what you're doing. You're going to go find something that's undervalued. And if you upgraded it, it'd be worth even more. So you're going to increase rents. Now, on top of that, you have the benefit of inflation to make your property go up. And because you get like 5-to-1 on your money on minimum, at least 5-to-1 for your money, you're going to get a significant return on your investment. So you could say some of the guys that like I know that flip a lot of like Magic cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Pokemon cards, they're like, I make $150,000 a year flipping cards. Why would I want to buy a piece of real estate? I'm like, all right, well, the amount of money you have cash put into your collection, you could put a small portion of that into a real estate deal and make the same return because of your fact that you can get debt on a piece of real estate and you can't get a debt in the collecting business, or it's harder to get debt in the collecting business. So you at that point you would try to find like a 4-unit. The more details of what I mentioned, the more of those details you can accomplish, finding something undervalued, getting leverage for your money, increasing the property value, making it nicer to increase the rents. You increase rents, that means you increase property value. The more your return is going to be. You could just buy a regular fourplex, hold it for 15 years and make money. But the more you do, the more of these details I mentioned that you improve the investment, the bigger your return is going to be. So at that point, you have 4 people paying you rent, right? So imagine this. How I saw it was this way. I used to collect Pokemon cards and I would be like, man, every time I wanted another one, I had to sell a different one to get this other one. So with real estate, the good point is people are paying you to borrow them, which I actually have a friend that has Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Pokemon cards and people pay him money to borrow them for tournaments. So it's like that, except the government is giving you money to buy it. And then people are paying you to borrow it and you get spread. Spread meaning the difference in between. And so it's like a lot of fun. It's really, I mean, for me, it has a lot of work and stress like anything else does, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah. So what questions do you have?
So I'm pretty close to perfect credit. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close. But currently, I have actually been investing in Pokemon cards. So
You know what? I already know what your issue might be. Your issue might be that you're not showing enough money on your taxes.
what do you mean by that?
Because the amount of loan you get to buy a house is dependent on how much income you're showing on your tax return.
Okay.
So if you're not showing any income on your tax return or very little, that means you can only qualify for a small loan.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So, but continue. Yes.
But yeah, so like I have my collection is worth at least 10 grand right now, but I really don't have much money in my bank account. So I'm not sure if I'm in the position with getting a loan. Would I have to sell off my collection, which I really don't want to do, or if I would be able to slowly pay it back?
So, how much cash did you say you have?
Cash, it's only like $1,000.
So you're gonna need. Do you have anything in like a 401k or IRA?
I do. Yeah, I've got like 5 grand.
5 grand. So you can use up to 10 grand out of that account to use as a down payment as well. Do you think your parents would give you any type of money towards a down payment?
I guess I do have to talk about that because I do have a savings that, like, whenever I got a birthday check, my parents would put it in there. So I do have potentially $35,000 in there. I don't know if they'd let me use it, but I feel like they would if I showed them I was responsible enough to make this work. So I guess that is something I have to consider as well. Correct.
So what I would say is, let's just say they give you $5,000. You have now, say, $10,000, $14,000. You know, upstate New York properties are pretty cheap. So you can get a, let's just say $14,000 gets you a $400,000 place with a 3.5% down. Right. So upstate New York places are not $400,000. From what I understand, my buddy actually bought a warehouse for like 70 grand. So if I would try to go for a fourplex, because that's going to be the best bang for your buck. You're going to say, I'm going to move in one unit and I'm going to rent out the other 3. You're going to put down your down payment. And that's it. Done. You bought it. You own the property, and then you rent out the 3, and you live in one unit.
Okay. And then, so I guess if something happens and I don't know, I can't find tenants or whatever.
Well, remember, most of the time when you're buying these properties, they already have tenants.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that the tenants are good. So you're not buying a property. So you're not buying a property that is like empty. Otherwise, you're going to buy it for like, that's the stuff I buy. It's empty. It's trash. I'm redoing the whole thing. You're going to buy something that's already rented out, that has 3 tenants in there, 1 empty unit. You move in, and then you just kind of slowly upgrade the place.
So yeah, I do like that. So I guess just it's kind of still back to my first question. Back to, so what, I don't know how to word it, like legal, I don't want to say like not even about kicking people out, but or making trying to get income. But I know there's laws or whatever I have to follow, and I'm not sure how I can properly learn them. So I know I'm not.
So one, study. You need to study your market, because just like when you're buying cards, you need to know what the value is. And not every single one is the same. So the value is not equal.
Okay.
By studying, you need to, one, study your market. You need to understand how the game is played and how to even qualify, right? So I have a course, and link is in the bio. It's called Foundations of Personal Finance. It's going to give you most of the information, basically all the information that got me from 0 units at 19 to 23 units by the age of 23. That's going to give you a financial background to be able to make sure that you get qualified for this loan. And to help you with all those questions regarding down payment, it goes into detail. Credit goes into detail. Tax returns goes into detail. What type of loan you should get, detail. How to save, how to find a good property and close on it in the way that an intelligent investor thinks. Because the way I'm thinking is probably a little bit different than the way you've been thinking. And that's really what changes is the way you think, and the way you change the way you're thinking is going to open up your eyes and be like, wow, this is a whole new world to me. So then the other part that you have to do that it requires you just to study is you need to study your market. There isn't anything specifically that you can really, without doing just research, just straight research, to find out what the value of properties are in your area and what's truly a good deal.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. So
Cool.
yeah, no, I guess thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'm definitely gonna try and use it. So yeah, thank you.
And you can bring back like data and ask me questions regarding the data. Because again, like when I was collecting Pokemon cards, I did do some research and then, come back and ask people that knew a little bit more than me about, which is worth buying and why is this good and why isn't that good. And then it developed an idea in my mind. So eventually I could start doing more of that research on my own with that business. But it's the same thing with real estate. So if you find a deal, you're like, this seems like a great deal. I want to buy it. Just bring your question and be happy to answer it for you. Show me the property address and we'll look it up.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Oh yeah, everyone that's saying inappropriate stuff, I basically banned them. They're blocked. They can't go live anymore. I watch the lives. It's funny. We started talking about Pokemon and all these Pokemon collectors started watching. What's up, guys? What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Dude, good. Thank you so much for doing this. Seriously, getting so much value out of it. And love the content creation, man. It's inspiring.
Thank you.
So,
it's a lot of work.
I know, dude. I just started following you, but I can see, man, and I see you've been at it for a while. So as a 26-year-old investor, I'm trying to follow in your steps, man, build up a following and just get the message out, buy properties. But man, hard work must pay off because I've seen you've been at it for a while.
Yeah, it's most of my businesses, like in this with IG2, like it normally takes 2 years before you break even and 5 years before you become profitable. So I've been doing this for over a year now, teaching people and just providing value. And eventually, like now I have people DMing me saying, hey, I have a company. I need taxes. Can you get them done? I have insurance in Florida. I need that done. People DM me, because we do refinances as well, mortgages. I need that. So it took a year of putting out 1 to 3 pieces of posts and many stories and showing and basically providing value and then showing that I actually know what I'm talking about. Because that's important, because there's a lot of fake people out there that talk, motivate, but don't know anything regarding business and finance. And I think people like see that, wow, this guy actually knows what he's talking about. He actually does this.
Totally. Spot on. I appreciate that. I did have one specific question. So like I said, I'm a younger investor, a side hustle investor. I have 8 units in Raleigh, North Carolina right now.
Nice.
And been living below my means, hustling, and cash out refinancing the properties to try to be ready and be as liquid as possible to buy in some lower price point markets and look to acquire like 20 to 40 units as the next buy. But I'm going back and forth on if I should try to take it down myself at the price that I feel like I have all the equity, if I should syndicate or do a JV deal. And I was just curious if you had any opinion on which route to take, what advice you'd have if you went one or the other.
So I have like probably 3 points to touch on. One, personally, I don't go for unit numbers. I used to go for unit numbers when I was younger because to be honest, I felt cool, right? Unit numbers. If I could buy 10 units at $50,000 a piece, that's 10 units, man. For $50,000, that's $500,000. Today, I don't care. Like for me, I'm going for value, right? Value. So I'll buy a 4 unit for $500,000. because if I know that that 4 unit is going to be worth $1 million in 10 years, I'm going to go for that deal. But if I'm buying, like right now, you can get a lot of some places in the country, you can buy units for like $25,000 or less, and they make money, and you're getting good cap rates, you're getting good cash on cash returns, but the odds of them appreciating is very low. Where in this one deal, I'm going to double my money in 10 years in appreciation, and that other deal, I'm not. So it's like, okay, I'm playing that fine line where appreciation and cash flow, and in like trying to hold myself back from like trying to, because again, I was looking at some properties that were like 300 units at $25,000 a unit. And I'm like, I want to do this. I want to buy this. But at the same time, I was like, all right, calm down. It's not worth it. Because the units I have now, they're like $250,000 a piece. That's the type of units I'm buying now. So it's like, I'm not buying them at that price, but I'm buying them under that price, building up the value and bringing it to that price. So that's the first part. Part two, JVing and syndicating, really it's when you go over 6 units, you're basically syndicating, because you're not, from what I understand, again, I'm not a lawyer, but once you're over 6 people in a deal, you including in that 6, you're now required to have like a filing. So you'll really need to, ask a lawyer that works in your area and to get the details, that specializes in syndication, and to get that answer. So the other thing I want to say regarding syndication and deals, I get how syndications work and I understand how you can make money. But the way I've ran my numbers and how I've done my business, I can make more money on my own on a 4 unit than some people make in a syndication. Because again, I know how they do the money. I'm an accountant. I used to do Home Depot's taxes. So I can calculate the numbers on how much money you're making. And it sounds cool, right?
Totally.
But it doesn't mean it's actually cool, right? Like, I'd rather like having a comfortable life where I have money and I have freedom is cooler than saying, I own all these units and like I don't make any money, right? And because I used to remember those kids in college, they would like, wear that blazer and be like, I'm so successful. And then like, bro, you don't even have money to get into the club. What are you talking about? You're not successful. So, I really, and that type of stuff, I don't like. So I really fight myself to be like, don't ever be that guy, Pascal, So,
Totally.
So that's my take on it. So can you go any route? Any route could work. If the numbers say it works, and again, and that's another thing, when we're like super excited and we're putting the numbers down, sometimes we're overly optimistic on our numbers. So when you look back, kind of just like take a second and say to yourself, are these numbers accurate? And then if it is, let the numbers decide which way you're going to take it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good advice, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. All right.
All right, man.
Have a good day.
Sure, thanks.
So Lucy says, hey, Pascal, does a higher FICO score help you get more loan or a better interest rate? It gets you a better interest rate. It doesn't get you more loan. A little bit, but it might help you with like your debt income ratio. Hey, what's up? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What questions do you have for us today, buddy?
I have no clue. I just wanted to tell you that God's with me no matter what.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Wait, what are you? A teacher?
Yeah, I have an investment company and a financial company. So I teach people how to, invest.
You teach get what?
Like make money, how to use their money, how to build their credit, how to file their taxes properly, how to build their company, how to retire better. Any questions and details regarding that stuff, I'm able to help.
I want to learn how to make some money.
Awesome. So in the beginning, right now, most of your questions are going to be like the ABCs of investing, right? So that's going to be a very, very long conversation. The best advice I would give you is watch all my videos on IG and watch all my videos on YouTube. Eventually, you're going to start hearing the same stuff again and again, and it's going to start making sense. At that point, you're going to be like, oh, hey, I got a question. You keep saying this, Pascal. What does this mean? And then I'll be able to explain it to you, and it's going to make a lot more sense. Because if I tell you right now, you're going to be like, wow, I don't even understand what this guy's talking about.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. There's nothing to clean. That's funny. Yo, I respect it. I respect it. I started investing like when I was 11. I fell in love with real estate when I was like 14. I started buying and selling stocks when I was like 16. So I really feel when people are like driving and starting at a young age. So a lot of people are like, oh man, Pascal, you're doing so good. I'm like, bro, I have like, the average guy really doesn't get going until he's like 25. I started when I was like 14. I have like 11 years. I actually kind of started when I was 11. So I have like 14 years ahead of you. Plus, I got so involved into it. I've been putting in like 40 to 100 hour weeks for the last 14 years. And that's to 25. And now I'm 34. So add another 9 years on top of that. So don't overthink it. Just keep working, keep learning, have fun with it. It's a fun game. And if you do that, you'll become successful. Do I have an IA? Yes, I do. All right. What questions do you have for me, guys? I'm not going to be able to stay up too late tonight because I have to get up early, and it's been a long day. I mean, working out 2-3 times a day. What's up, buddy? Hey, what's up?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I was wondering, like, what kind of stuff should I invest in?
So there's a lot of things you can invest in. Go ahead.
Like, what should I invest in? Like, because I'm 15, and I don't know what to invest in, like, how to start.
All right. So when I was like 15, I bought like Walmart because that's what I knew. So Warren Buffett says, buy what you know. Do not invest in something that you don't understand how it works. Because if you don't understand, you don't know if it's a good deal or not. So figure out what you like and study that. And then you're going to be able to get good at it. So I bought Walmart. I sold Walmart. I made money on that. I used to buy and sell Pokemon cards because I knew what they were worth. I'd buy and sell coins. So when you're buying a Pokemon card and you're reselling it for more money, that's an investment. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It is an investment. When you're buying a coin and you're reselling that coin for more money. So I'd buy silver coins. I'd buy them for cheap and sell them for more money. That's an investment. I buy real estate at a lower price. I fix it up and sell it for a higher price. That's an investment. So you got to figure out what you like. And the people that are always killing it, making sick money, they're investing in the stuff that they like. So one thing I'll tell you is this, figure out what you like, and then you can start putting in the time and energy to study it. So you can go in and you might be 15, but you know more than someone that's like 40 in the same investment. And that was me. When I was 19 and I started investing in real estate, other people were like 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. And I knew more than they did about investing. I knew more than they did about real estate. So when I would come in strong. I was buying great deals. I was renting it out, making good money. So it's really about all that time you put in today that's going to make you a sick investor later.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Here we go. Can you explain how to get an FHA loan, please? So if you go to a mortgage broker, they would basically put in an application for you to get an FHA loan. And basically it's a 3.5% down loan to purchase a owner-occupied property, 1 to 4 family. So my advice is try to get a 4-unit property because our first loan is the easiest loan. after your first loan, it's very hard to get an FHA loan. It's doable, but very hard. So a lot of people have been asking about the course. The course is called Foundations of Personal Finance. It's going to teach you credit, taxes, savings, mortgages, how to find a deal, close on a deal, and the way an intelligent investor thinks. A lot of people have taken it. Everyone's loved it. The link for the course is in the bio. I think it's like $497. I think you guys have to check. My team handles that, the pricing. So you're going to learn a lot. That is the information that I learned. And then with this information, by the time I was 19, I had no properties. I used that information. So by the time I was 23, I had 23 units. I went around to see many, many different mentors to teach me credit, taxes, credit, taxes, and real estate, different mortgage products. Like I had to go around and see these people. It's not like today where you get everything online. So it took a lot of energy, a lot of time, but I have great passion for this. It's a lot of fun. So for those of you that put in the hard work and be consistent, you'll be able to have the fun too. So Gianni says, can you please explain how to get an FHA loan, please? What's an example of where to go to apply for an FHA loan? So a broker, like for example, I'll be able to help you with that as well. Like what state are you in? I might be able to help you with that loan. So again, I'm a broker. We do loans in multiple states. So yeah, we'll be happy to help you guys with all of your lending needs, taxes, insurance. I think the easiest way to take a certain amount out of your pay. Hey, buddy, what's up? Hi, how are you?
Hi, sorry I've been blowing up your feed, but my boyfriend has a question for you. He bought your class, and I've just been trying to get on for him. So here.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Pascal. I just had a quick question for you. So I'm 20 years old. I was looking at two properties. One was a duplex and one was a triplex.
Sweet,
and
sweet.
They both have tenants in them.
Okay.
And I have enough to. They both need to be renovated, and I have enough to renovate them.
Okay.
So my question is, do I buy the place and then just get the renovations out of the way, or do I just keep the tenants until they leave and then renovate it after?
So I would say, how bad is the condition of the property?
It's not bad. It's just everything within it is older, and I have enough to like update the kitchen or
it's cosmetic. So it's cosmetics. Yeah. It's not necessary changes. Yeah. Anything that's like necessary, like roof, water heaters, AC, stuff like that, you should change them because they're going to cause big problems.
Yeah. All those are like 2018, like they were just fixed.
Sweet.
Just the interior and all that needs to be.
And did you buy the property under value, or do you paying it more like retail for it?
Well, I was gonna wait. I've been watching it, and it's been on the market for a little bit. And I was gonna wait until May of next year, or wait until the property price drops or whatever.
Cool. Yeah, don't if those deals don't go, if you don't get like someone else buys those deals, don't sweat it. Like guys that volunteer with me and they're like watching deals and like, oh man, that one left. I said, don't worry, other deals are gonna come up. So in that scenario, what I would say is during this time period when the market's gonna go down May 2021 and it's only cosmetic repairs, I would not remodel because your return on investment isn't going to be there. For example, say you buy the property for $200,000 and your remodel is $20,000. With that $20,000, the rents might only go up. My minimum is 25% return. So I would need to get 25% of the $2,000 per year, right? So I would need to make $5,000 extra a year in rent by investing that money. The return on investment during a down market isn't in renovations. It's actually normally the best to buy additional properties. So you'd be better off saving that money from renovations, only fixing the bare minimum in buying additional units.
I got you.
That would be the better use of your money.
So basically just
He's looking to buy in Tampa because that's where we're from.
Cool. So Tampa is a good market. Obviously, within any market, there's areas that are the best. The goal would be to use your money to either one, buy multiple units in a cheaper area, or buy in the nicer part of Tampa properties that you couldn't afford before.
I guess.
So it is the best to buy an area. Like location is key, because there's properties I bought in lower income areas, and today they're like the same price they were 10 years ago. So I was really happy I sold and got out. Where in the nicer part of town, like the downtown markets, those areas keep going up.
I got you. Well, thank you for your input. It really helps.
Awesome. Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, they were cute. All right. So I'll get a couple more questions answered for you guys. And how can I save my money? One of the best ways to save your money is to put your money in an online savings account that pays high interest and that's further away from your normal savings account. So say your regular savings accounts with Chase. Amex has a really good savings account. So your checking accounts with Chase, you have your savings with Amex. That way it's harder for you to get to your money, and you're also earning better interest rate. So you're less likely to spend it. The more that money's in your face, the more likely you might spend that money. Everyone on YouTube, thanks for the thumbs up. On IG, thanks for all the love. I really helping you guys. Should I invest in skateboards? You can invest in skateboards as long as you know the ones that you're buying. You buy them from undervalue, and you know that you're going to resell them for more money. One of my buddies actually, his business is his side hustle is he builds electric bikes. That's one of the ways he makes money. I mean, you can make money any way you want. Really, there's no limit. You just have to study whatever you're planning to put your money in, and then keep putting in that work. All right. Hugo says, if I bought my first property with a conventional loan, 20% down, could I buy a second one with the FHA loan to live in it? No, because you already own a property. Unless somehow you can very well document the fact that first property is just an investment, then it might be able to get an FHA loan on your second property, but it would probably be best for you to just buy the multi-unit with your FHA loan, live in it, and then after that, go and get your conventional loan. Recently won $50,000 lottery. How do I multiply my money? My opinion is to invest in real estate. That you can use that $50,000 and say you put down 20% on a rental property. You can buy a $250,000 rental property with that money, or put the $50,000 with an investment group and let someone else manage that money for you. I'm gonna start saving my green. That's a good idea. Save your money. Daniel says, just finished your course and want to see it again. Feel free to watch it again, buddy. You can keep watching it. So much information in so little time. And actually, the next chapter is going to be coming up soon. The next section is going to be coming up soon. My YouTube is at Pascal Corcus. All right, Brenda. Brenda says, hey, Pascal, I'm currently own a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and I am better off making my next investment in buying a larger home to live in and purchase with FHA than rent my current home or buy a duplex, but it would have to be with 20%. So your next home, you currently own a property. So it is unlikely that you could get an FHA loan. It's extremely unlikely. You're going to have to put down 20%. Now, if you're wondering, how do I get my 20%? You could probably do a cash out refi of your current property and pull out cash. In addition to that, you can get a home equity line of credit after you do a cash out refi and get additional cash. Now you're probably going to sit on like $100,000, and you can use that $100,000 to buy your next property and get a duplex, triplex, quadplex. Buy it for $500,000, put down $100,000, and make money. Now, when you do your refinance, come see me, and when you buy your fourplex, come see me as well. I'll help you get that loan. What's your thoughts on the people that think landlords shouldn't exist? You know, most multi-units are owned by small business owners, landlords, real people. These real people know their tenants, take care of their tenants. So if landlords, these small landlords don't exist, basically people are saying they want huge companies to be landlords, or they want their government to be their landlord. The government doesn't want to be a landlord. Also, have you ever seen government housing? Even though the government Section 8 housing is strict on individual landlords, if you see government housing, it's even worse. The conditions are horrible. So, I don't want to say that horrible, but they're not as nice as my properties. If you go to one of my properties at Section 8 housing, it's like granite countertops, it's new flooring. It's really a beautiful place to live in. You wouldn't even know the person was on Section 8 unless they told you. So to say they shouldn't exist, I mean, that is if they had a very negative experience with the landlord, and if they think like socialism exists where the government's just going to let them live for free. Reality is nothing is free. There is no free. You're paying for it somehow. So even if the government started giving out money somehow, someone else has to pay for it. And normally in every socialist economy, every socialist society, the economy like drops. I mean, I've talked to many people that came from socialist societies, governments, and all of them have failed. Look at Venezuela, look at Russia, look at Cuba. The idea is for the rich to help cover the needs of the poor. But in reality, what truly happens is everyone becomes poor. Everyone. So it's just really it's sad because the thought process is take from the rich and give to the poor. But what ends up happening is everyone becomes poor. So I don't know. I came from a third world country, and I like this country. You come, you work here, you work hard, and then you actually get rewarded for your hard work. And it's a crazy idea, and there's many foreign countries that doesn't matter how hard you work, you can't get ahead. But at least in America, you work hard, you get money, and your currency is still worth something. In other countries, you work hard, before you know it, there's hyperinflation, your money's not worth anything. Someone steals your money, someone steals your property, someone steals your car. There's no insurance. So if your house burns down, your car burns down, that's it, good luck. You have to find more money. In America, there's insurance. In America, there's loans. 3.5% down to buy a property. I mean, there's some countries in Europe that are like that, but other than that, it's very rare to get those type of opportunities that we have in this country. So I'm very thankful for this country and for the opportunities that it gives, because it is the greatest country in the world. Now, that said, can we improve? I think we can improve. I think that we have to have some improvements in immigration. Like our immigration reform is really needed. I mean, the immigration system is very old and out of date and needs to be improved and streamlined. At the same time, I also agree that the borders need to be better protected, because the good people should be allowed in, and the bad people that are sneaking in and not that are like causing problems, I think we've heard about some of the people that cause problems. Give a bad name for the majority that is good. All right. There's a lot of people in my community that are good, but there's a couple of people that are bad that give us all a bad name. So the better we can keep out the bad and bring in more good, because our country, the reason why it's still doing well and it's not having the problems that Japan has is because we keep on having foreigners come in. Japan has a big problem, and their problem is they don't have any foreigners. And because of that, the population is aging at a rapid rate, and they don't have enough young people to keep up and to work and to have the GDP of the country continue to grow. So they have a major problem. With our country, we have foreigners coming in, they're adding to the workforce, they're paying for Social Security. Without them, there won't be enough money in Social Security to pay the people that are retiring. So, there's a lot of good in this country, and we have some things we can improve on. But net, it's a great country. Guys, for all those who want to learn more and build their personal finances, my course, Foundations of Personal Finance, the link is in the bio on IG, and it's down below in the caption of YouTube. It's great seeing you guys again. God bless you all. Keep studying. Good things are coming. I'll see you next time.